chicks at Burger King? But which one? I mean, they won't be around long, and the toppings could drive a guy like me crazy. Do I check out the Italian chicken sandwich? Melted mozzarella and bella sauce. Or the French, dressed to perfection with très delish ham and Swiss. Or the American, totally overflowing with American cheese and veggies. So many chicks, so little time.
We do it like you do it at Burger King.
A new salvo was fired today in the Twin Cities retail war. Dayton says it will build new stores at Southdale and Rosedale. It's one of the stories we'll cover tonight.
WCCO Television presents Dave Moore, Colleen Needles, Mike Fairborn, and Mark Rosen. This is a 6 p.m. report.
Good evening, everyone. The Minnesota delegates are in place. Minnesota celebrities are set to take the stage, and the 1988 Democratic National Convention is underway right behind me. For the Minnesotans who are here, the day started with an emotional visit from Kitty Dukakis, the wife of Michael Dukakis. We're going to have that story and more a bit later, but first let's return to the Twin Cities, where Dave Moore and Don Shelby are standing by with the rest of the day's news.
Thank you, Colleen. Good evening, everyone. Charges were filed today against a teenager suspected of raping a 4-year-old South Minneapolis girl.
He is 17-year-old Christian Gislason of Buffalo, Minnesota. He is charged with rape, assault, and kidnapping. He was arrested last week, and today at the hearing in juvenile court, the prosecutor said he will seek to have Gislason tried as an adult.
There's been a motion filed for adult reference on the grounds that he's a danger to the community and that he's unamenable to treatment.
Meanwhile, the victim in this case is getting better. The little girl named Akeisha was moved out of the intensive care unit today. She's listed in satisfactory condition this afternoon. Murder charges were filed today against a 13-year-old Coon Rapids boy in connection with last Thursday's beating death of a 22-month-old girl. The infant, Mary Olson, was at her babysitter's house when the boy and his 12-year-old friend allegedly beat her. Under state law, children under 14 cannot be tried as adults, so if convicted, the boys would serve time in a juvenile detention facility until they turn the age of 19.
A key witness in St. Paul's prostitution probe is herself in trouble with the law. 18-year-old Carol Lynn Peterson was arrested Friday on prostitution charges after she had allegedly offered to have sex with an undercover police officer. Peterson is a potential prosecution witness in next month's prostitution trial of former bar owner Earl Monpettit. The Ramsey County Attorney's Office had no comment today on what effect Peterson's arrest might have on her credibility as a witness. All the residents of the Kate Dunwoody Hall in downtown Minneapolis are to be evicted because authorities think one of them has been setting fires in the building. Dunwoody Hall is a dormitory-style home for young women run by the Women's Christian Association. And since the arsonist has not been identified, officials decided the only thing to do was to evict everyone. Cindy Hilter reports.
The Kate Dunwoody Hall is home to 64 young women, most recent graduates from college or high school who have made their way to the city and need a place to stay before they get settled. Like Amy Karpinski of Little Falls. She's lived here since May 1st, but now has to move, a decision that's generated a lot of feelings.
Anger, hurt. This was a place that was supposed to be our shelter, you know, where we could come to and everything, and now we're being all kicked onto the streets.
4 fires have broken out here recently, all believed started by one resident. Last November, fire broke out in the TV lounge. In April, newspapers left in a hall went up in flames. In May, a trash barrel in the basement caught fire, and in June, a packing box. Firefighters found matches next to several of the fires.
Arson investigators say they have a possible suspect in mind in the outbreak of fires, but not enough evidence to convict the person. So that's why the directors of Dunwoody Hall decided to evict everyone who lives here.
A spokesperson for the Women's Christian Association says the decision was a painful one, but that it was made out of genuine concern for the safety of all the residents. The spokesperson also says the board regrets any hardship the decision has caused. So unless the person who set the fires comes forward, this building will be empty by September 1st. Cindy Hilger, WCCO Television News, Minneapolis.
The Women's Christian Association says it plans to allow new residents to move into the building sometime in the fall.
Twin Cities-based Dayton Hudson Corporation is expanding in its own backyard. Today, the company announced plans to build a larger Dayton store at Southdale and another one at Rosedale. The present Dayton stores will remain open during construction for the next 3 years. Dayton says the new stores are not a response to new competitors like Carson's and Saks and Nordstrom and all the developments downtown.
We always want to maintain our position of being as good a competitor as we can be. The way you protect yourself against others taking your market share is to do the best job you can to make sure your facilities are up to date and that your merchandising concepts are state-of-the-art.
Once the new stores are completed, the old stores will be given to the owners of the malls for conversion to specialty shops. The new Southdale Dayton's is supposed to open in the fall of 1990, the one at Rosedale in the fall of 1991. In a moment, we're going to return to Colleen Needles and Skip Loescher. They are in Atlanta, Georgia.
For a look at the Minnesota angles at the Democratic National Convention.
Lunch?
I grabbed a pizza.
Lunch?
I grabbed a burger.
The American Dietetic Association says vegetables are an important part of a balanced diet.
Lunch?
I grabbed a hot dog.
No vegetables? Have a V8.
When you can't get to eat vegetables, you can drink them. One delicious glass of V8 juice provides a serving of vegetables.
Thanks for putting me straight, Laura.
Drink V8. Keep your diet straight.
While the salads most restaurants serve have an abundance of lettuce, they don't seem to have an abundance of much else. At Perkins, however, we make our 10 summer salads with generous helpings of the freshest ingredients to create masterpieces. Of course, while most art is for people to look at, you'll find a better use for ours. And now we'll serve your salad in 10 minutes or less, or your next one's free.
On Hill Street Blues, the cops gang tackle a lunatic who turns up dead in his cell,
I don't believe this.
implicating Joe Coffey.
I'm dead. This guy's gonna convict me of the Korean War.
My old lady, I took her to a wife swapping party last week. Tried to throw in some cash.
You're a pretty funny guy.
And LaRue backs up a stand-up comic.
Vic Hitler? You're a beautiful person.
Hill Street Blues, tonight after convention coverage on Channel 4.
The Democratic National Convention is already underway here in Atlanta, and it started pretty much the way the Democrats hoped it would, with a show of unity.
Jesse Jackson and Michael Dukakis made up in public this morning, and so that heads off a primetime battle on the convention floor, and a battle the party had hoped to avoid. Right now, the delegates are taking care of the routine business of hearing rules and taking roll call.
But a much splashier program is prepared for this evening when the networks finally go on the air. Music and pageantry part of the ceremonies, and a number of Minnesotans will make star appearances as well. But then, Pat Kessler, as I understand it, the Minnesota delegation really had some star status of its own today.
Star treatment indeed, Skip. You remember this scene 4 years ago, native son Walter Mondale. Because of him, Minnesota was the only state to go Democratic in 1984. But Michael and Kitty Dukakis have some strong and very personal ties to the state as well. And that is why Kitty Dukakis paid a visit to Minnesota state delegates today.
His first win outside his native New England. And the Gopher State delegation was the first one a Dukakis visited here.
We're going to make sure that you have lots of company in 1988.
For Kitty Dukakis, Minnesota is special in another way. 5 years ago, she underwent chemical dependency treatment at Hazelden.
And it was in your state that I began a new life, so that Minnesota has very precious and personal meaning to me personally, and I will never forget it.
Minnesota Dukakis workers, meanwhile, today offered key campaign positions to Jackson workers in an effort to end bad feelings.
And I realized that we need to wait until Thursday night to formally do some of these things, but I want to make a lot of progress over the next 3 days to making sure that the Jackson people get involved in our campaign at all levels.
But Jackson today urged his supporters, including those from Minnesota, to hold tight. And that's exactly what Lou Ann Kling is going to do.
We want to work together, but we also have issues that we must keep our respect, and we must keep what we live for and what we work for alive.
Well, they are all here, all of the delegates from Minnesota. Minnesota is a state Dukakis says he expects to win. Even so, he'll spend $250,000 there and hire a staff of 50. Well, on to other convention news. You may be interested to know that Minnesota has 6 handicapped delegates. That's the largest disabled delegation in the United States. As a matter of fact, they are the reason Minnesota is sitting near the floor today and not up near the rafters where they were supposed to be. The handicapped delegation threatened a lawsuit, and, well, here they are. Well, they did get some results here in Atlanta. That's a plus, but they also have a minus. We're here with Michael Ehrlichman, who's head of the delegation here, head of the National Disability Delegation. Michael, tell me for a minute, you had a plus, you got this for Minnesota's delegates, but you also have a minus. What went on this afternoon?
Well, we had the National Disability Caucus, and we took a vote on 2 issues. One is some party reforms. We will present to the Democratic National Committee in January. The other was some additions to the platform.
Basically, what you told me is that you want to legislate, put it in law, that the disability will get help.
We had a request to the platform that some language be included that require legislation to help the disabled population in this country fully integrate.
If it doesn't happen, what do you do?
I'll tell you, tomorrow night, they're going to see us on national television as wheelchairs start rushing the platform. We're going to stage some kind of protest.
Michael Ehrlichman, thanks very much from the delegation floor of Minnesota, from the convention floor. Skip and Colleen, back to you.
All right, thank you, Pat. Now, another Minnesotan was in the spotlight this afternoon. Agriculture Commissioner Jim Nichols hosted what the Rural Caucus calls a bush bash. The rally of sorts attracted scores of people who listened to some local entertainers and politicians call for increased federal help for drought-stricken farmers.
And tonight, the Texas State Treasurer, Ann Richards, will be doing a little bush bashing of her own when she delivers the keynote address. Get the title of this speech: How the Cow Ate the Cabbage.
I can't wait to hear that one.
Me too.
And there's going to be a distinctive Minnesota flair tonight to the proceedings, Skip. George Latimer will introduce Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young, and Garrison Keillor will sing the national anthem and, we're told, tell a few tales. And the Minnesota delegation plans to wave those famous Homer hankies in tribute to the Minnesota Twins. That's all going to be tonight. We'll have it at 10 o'clock. Dave and Don?
And in a moment, we will have Mike Fairborn's weather forecast.
The drought notwithstanding, it looks like we have a very pleasant summer week ahead of us. We'll have the details in a moment.
A while back, loyal import owners wouldn't be seen looking at American cars. Now they're sneaking into their better Buick dealer to check out cars like the stunning new Buick Regal. Now save up to $1,050 on a new Regal loaded with all these luxury and performance features. But hurry, this offer ends soon. The all-new 1988 Buick Regal. Bet you can't find a better car for the money. Welcome back, import owners.
The great American road belongs to Buick. Almonds like you never ever tasted them. Almonds like you never, margarine. Almonds like you never ever tasted them. Almonds like you never.
You know, this Mars bar has a lot of almonds for a chocolate bar.
But it's not just almonds. It's chocolatey, crunchy, chewy, creamy.
Almonds like you never ever tasted them.
If your old household appliances seem to have a mind of their own, it's probably time to check out Best Buy's low prices on GE appliances. As the largest name brand appliance dealer in the Midwest, we have the buying power to give you the full selection and low prices you want. Get a GE refrigerator for as low as $299.99, or a large capacity GE washer for as low as $269.99. Save on a new GE appliance at Best Buy. Our name says it all.
There's the pitch. It's going deep. It's out of here.
No matter what you plan for the summer, Kentucky Fried Chicken has a hot double play special for you. Enjoy a two-piece meal with the Colonel's tender fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy and coleslaw, only $2.49. Or the 12-piece special with large mashed potatoes and gravy and large coleslaw for $11.99. KFC has something special for every summertime occasion, and that's worth celebrating. The Colonel's new double play specials only at KFC.
We do chicken right.
Time now to check with Mike Fairbairn on the weather. We said the drought notwithstanding, it's going to be a pleasant summer's week coming up, but the drought still stands in our way.
Really does. We're going to see a few little disturbances coming down from the north. They're usually fairly dry, will trigger some scattered showers and occasional thunderstorm, but it looks like for the next few days it'll just be cooler.
Have we had enough in bits and pieces and dribs and drabs, I suppose, quite literally, to beat the drought?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
No, a long ways from it, as a matter of fact, Don, but we're getting there slowly. It's at least with the temperatures cooling off, it won't be evaporating quite so much moisture out of the soil. So we hit a high today of 89 degrees, cheated from a 90-degree day by 1 degree, 69 for an overnight low. The airport did pick up a trace of rain early this morning as some of the showers and thunderstorms moved to the south, mainly of the cities. Our record high, 101 degrees on this date back in 1940. Take a look at the satellite picture over the last few hours. You'll be able to see that we did have a band of clouds across the southern part of the state. You can see those clouds from time to time, moved on to the east fairly rapidly and left us with a beautiful sunny day here over the upper Midwest. We're watching another little disturbance coming in from the northwest as that ripples down through us. Next chance of seeing any kind of shower activity at all will be sometime tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and into early Wednesday. In the meantime, we're just going to enjoy a nice, pleasant, dry, summer-type weather pattern. Our national radar shows most of the shower activity to the east. A couple of severe weather watches in effect as some thunderstorms getting a little out of hand out there, and also one out here in Colorado, Wyoming, and parts of Nebraska, but nothing really showing up here over the state of Minnesota. A few widely scattered showers out in North and South Dakota right now. Take a look at the weather map for tomorrow. The cool front that has pushed through us over the weekend is going to remain to the south. That's going to allow moisture to come up from the north, though, and collide with that cooler air and produce quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity through the central southern states. That's an area that was also pretty hard hit with the drought, so they're going to be getting some rain over the next few days. That's good news. Some scattered showers out in the Dakotas that may get us, but this is what's happening. The upper wind pattern has changed significantly now over the last few days. Winds that have been coming out of the south and out of the west are now going to switch around and come out of the north. That's going to be a much cooler pattern for us. Temperatures only near 80 degrees, maybe only into the upper 70s, but it's still going to stay a little bit on the dry side. Our high temperatures in the meantime tomorrow should warm up into the low 80s, and then we'll probably drop to around 80 degrees by Wednesday as the cooler air comes in and slowly warm back up again for the weekend, maybe near 90 again by Saturday and Sunday. Mostly sunny outside right now. It's 87 degrees, 28% relative humidity. The wind's out of the northwest at 13, a dew point of 48, and the barometer is 29.87, and it's holding steady. Mostly clear tonight. A pleasant evening. 62 for an overnight low. Light and variable winds will be light and variable tonight through tomorrow. It'll be mostly sunny tomorrow with about 86 for a high, then increasing clouds with some passing showers tomorrow night, and a high of around 80 on Wednesday, again with a chance of some passing showers. The extended outlook keeps us into the 80s, warms us up to around 90 degrees by Saturday, overnight lows in the 60s. Don, back to you.
Thank you very much. Now, in a moment, with Mark Rosen, we'll take some instruction from Seve Ballesteros on how to put away a third British Open.
A special feature's coming your way from Domino's Pizza to ruin the Lord's Day. It's a really big show, so don't be late. 2 regular cheese pizzas for just $8.88. Pay a bit more for toppings. It's all hot and fresh, 'cause it's at your door in 30 minutes or less. Hurry, this won't last forever. Savings like these may be now or never. Domino's Pizza delivers savings.
When it comes to sports cars, Nissan gives you thrills galore. And for a limited time, Nissan has something even more exciting. Sports cars and cash back. Up to $700 cash back on the racy Pulsar NX. And up to $2,000 cash back on the Hot 200 SX. Which is enough to excite any sports car fan. Even those from Pasadena.
Deciding on a computer can leave you feeling a little empty. That's why Computer Buying Service works with businesses and individuals to evaluate and orchestrate a plan to meet your needs. If you're just getting started or ready to grow, Computer Buying Service is your permanent connection to a complete selection of compatible, reliable, high-performance computer products. Computer Buying Service, your full-service computer center.
Tailgating, it's a great tradition before every big Vikings game. Now here's your chance to get fired up at the ultimate tailgate party. It's the Vikings versus the Bears in Sweden. To enter, look for this display at participating Rainbow Foods. Then watch Wheel of Fortune weeknights at 6:30 on Channel 4. If we announce your name, you'll have 44 seconds to call in and win a tailgate kit or one of 2 trips to Sweden. It's the ultimate tailgate party from Coca-Cola at Channel 4, the Viking station.
Golf has the best names.
We're thinking of some. Kerry Middlecoff, that's an old one.
Dal Finsterwald, Charlie Cootie. Now
My favorite.
Sevi Ballesteros, pronounce
again.
it. Double L.
Ballesteros. You got to roll that R, Dave.
Very good.
There you go. And he was a big name again today. Sevi Ballesteros of Spain loves to take a little trip to England every July. The weather is cool. He sees a lot of friends, plays a little golf, and brings home bags of money. For the 3rd time in 9 years, Ballesteros has won the British Open. Back in 1979, when Sevi won his first British at the age of 22, he birdied 16 thanks to a shot from the parking lot. This time, his birdie on 16 came a little more conventionally. He came with a few inches from an eagle on this shot, and this shot gave Ballesteros the lead over Nick Price. By the time Ballesteros made his stride down the 18th fairway, he still held a 1-stroke lead over Price. Sevi was down by 2 going into today's final round, which was postponed today by rain. Of course, the erratic Ballesteros was not out of the woods. However, this chip shot from the rough cleared the forest. Ballesteros came an inch away from winning the Open in spectacular fashion. The 31-year-old Spaniard knew victory was his. The pressure was on Price to tie Sevi and force a playoff. The South African wasn't about to finesse the ball at this point, but his birdie attempt missed long. All Ballesteros had to do was tap in par for his 3rd British Open. His first was right here at Lytham, England in '79. He compared the two after his big success.
The only difference, I just wearing the same clothes, white shoes and blue pants and blue sweater and white shirt. And the only difference is that I'm 9 years older. And apart from that, I think that it was really nice to be back to Lytham. And I must say that thanks to you all people, because without your support, I don't think I would be a champion right now. Thank you.
$136,000 richer also. Someday Sevi Ballesteros may be on the senior tour. Several former greats are at Rolling Green and Hamel for the U.S. West Classic Pro-Am. One of them is Miller Barber. There's another name. Barber was on the course today as part of an exhibition and practice. The actual tournament now is Tuesday and Wednesday. Another former Pro Tour golfer on hand is Bobby Nichols. The 52-year-old from Tennessee credits the amateurs for making events like this and the entire senior tour a success.
They're playing the Pro-Ams, the 2-day Pro-Ams, and they're the ones that really are the backbone of the senior tour. So it's kind of a natural because they're all basically our age, and they got all the money.
Yes, indeed. Here's a real amateur golfer, Wade Wilson of the Vikings. He had to find his way through the trees like he does through defensive linemen. Wilson was helping out a cause he knows very well, the American Diabetes Association. The 13th annual Jones Soskin Memorial Diabetes Classic was held today at Golden Valley Country Club. The Classic has raised over $500,000 in 13 years. Too many years ago, Wade Wilson found out he was diabetic. While the Twins endured the heat in Baltimore over the weekend, they put some heat on the Oakland A's. The Twins, of course, inch closer to the Oakland A's. Only 3 games separate the two teams, thanks in part to that 4-game win streak for the Twins. Oakland lost 2 games to Toronto over the weekend, and tonight Bert Blyleven trying to find his form. Come on, Bert, it's about time against Steve Curry, who's pitched only 4 innings for the Red Sox. Game time just a few minutes away.
Form and the plate.
That's right.
Thank you both. In a moment, we're going to take a look at some new contact lenses you use, then give them the heave-ho.
For the past 40 years, the Lutz twins have competed against each other in the county fair, and their peaches have always tied for first. This year, Gladys upset the apple cart. She used Fruit Fresh with vitamin C to help keep her fruit looking and tasting like the minute it was picked. Now it's war. Whether you're canning, freezing, or serving fresh, use Fruit Fresh.
Make your driveway look new again during Menards Wise Buy sale. Save on crack fillers, prep seal, patching compound, and more on sale now. Protect your driveway with Driveway Sealer. It applies easily with brush or roller to seal the surface from sun and rain, gas and oil spills, even even winter salt on sale now in big 5-gallon pails. Just $4.98. Make a wise buy in driveway care at Menards.
Helping you build America's heartland at Menards.
Who flies overnight letters for just $8.75? Watch the birdie. Express Mail Overnight Service from your post office.
I'm an international kind of guy. And I hear there's these hot new international chicks at Burger King, but which one? I mean, they won't be around long, and the toppings could drive a guy like me crazy. Do I check out the Italian chicken sandwich? Melted mozzarella and bella sauce, or the French, dressed to perfection with très delish ham and Swiss, or the American, totally overflowing with American cheese and veggies. So many chicks, so little time.
We do it like you do it at Burger King.
The new disposable contact lens has arrived in the Twin Cities.
You wear them up to 2 weeks, and after which you just take them out and you throw them away, and then you put in a new pair. Health and Science reporter Tony Vigneri has the story.
In the age of convenience, the new disposable lenses fit in. You never have to clean the lenses. Actually, cleaning would destroy them because they're so thin. But for the wearer, it's that thinness that means extra comfort.
I had no problem at all with redness in the eyes or scratchiness or anything of that sort. I found them really, really pleasurable to wear. No, very, very comfortable.
Dr. Bertrand Colas has tried the lenses on a few of his patients.
The advantage is naturally that convenience. You don't have to use any solutions. You save a considerable amount on solutions over the year. And safety. The idea is that the lens never gets dirty.
But a disadvantage, Dr. Colas says, is the lens comes in only one size, so the eye has to fit the lens. Dr. Colas's daughter, Camille, tried the new lenses. Her complaint was putting them in.
The disposable is much more difficult. It's much thinner and it keeps flopping over on your finger.
The obvious advantage of the lens is you don't have to worry about protein buildup, a common complaint among soft lens wearers. Tony Vigneri, WCCO Television News.
But convenience has a price. The disposable lenses, or Lensi, cost about $60 a month.
Presume the contact lens wearing public jury is still out on that. It'll be in sometime next month. We'll be back at 10 tonight. That's a 6 p.m. report. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
It's Lobster Fest time at Red Lobster. We know what you love the most. At our Lobster Fest, we do lobster best. No one else even comes close.
From $8.95, kids just 99 cents.
Have a tempting lobster trio, Mornay, if you're in the mood. La, la, la. Our tails are the best at our Lobster Fest. We know how you love seafood.
Now get a half pound of snow crab legs for just $3.95 with any entree.
For years, supermarkets have attempted to lure customers with these two words.
We're lower. We're lower. No, we're lower. We're lower.
But only Cub Foods is big enough to buy enough, and that volume means assured minimum prices. So your total food bill is always
the lowest.
Assured minimum prices, only at Cub Foods.
Oh, I don't want to go that low. How can he go that low? It's very, very low.
But listeners have a choice in the morning.
Not everyone listens to WLTE to start the day.
Yeah, some people. Just like a dose of wacky guys first thing.
Even I sometimes tune around for news or talk. But then I spend the day with WLTE.
That's okay. WLTE is perfect to listen to all day long.
Wherever you are.
It's because we have great light songs to sing along with. Our main message, no matter how you start the day, spend the day with a Light FM, 103 WLTE.
Superman comes to Eden Prairie Center July 21st.
Look at this studio filled with glamorous merchandise, fabulous and exciting bonus prizes, including, as an extra wheel prize, a beautiful new dining room. Like to travel? Well, then this $40,000 first-class air pass is for you. And for water lovers, the Power Play 23-foot Conquest Cabin Cruiser. Plus thousands of dollars in cash. Over $191,000 just waiting to be won as we present our big bonanza of cash on Wheel of Fortune. And now, here's your host, Pat Sajak.
Thank you.